122 continues on the Wrestling Rundown as we talk about Monday Night Raw as they are 3 weeks away from Hell in a Cell.
Hayek.
So there were some pretty big announcements for Hell in a Cell, but we're going to talk
specifically like one.
Yeah, they're one really big announcement.
Really big announcement.
Like the most important announcement.
And the other one that was just kind of there.
Yeah, we kind of knew it was going to happen anyway. But we're going to talk about the stuff that didn't really matter. We're going to get that out of the way. Like
Titus O'Neil, doesn't matter. Out of the way.
Yeah. R-Truth beat him in a match.
The best part of Titus O'Neil, when he loses.
Is when he loses. Braun Strowman had a jobber match against two jobbers this time, being Steven and Clay Splash. A very impressive match for Strowman, though.
Because he threw a drop kick.
He threw a drop kick. He actually did an avalanche with one of the guys on his back.
That's not impressive. That's just Braun Strowman.
That's
like part of his workout routine.
He's like, jump on my back. I got to avalanche your tag team partner.
You know what it is when he wrestles, like when he trains at the Performance Center prior to coming up to the main roster, he spent the entire time with other wrestlers on his back.
It's just his thing. That's his daily workout.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why he's so freakishly strong, other than the fact that he's really freakishly strong. Is he'd wrestle with other wrestlers attached to him. Sometimes he would have one on each leg and one on each arm and one on his back and look like a goddamn wrestler Voltron.
Okay, so I want that to be I want the next thing to be he has to be in a 5-on-1 handicap match. And he needs to have one person in the corner, have one on each arm and one on each leg, and run across the ring.
The shitty part, though, is when he would have to bump.
Oh, that poor dude on his back.
The guy on his back
He's fucked. Speaking of jobber matches, we also had...
That's what happened to what's-his-name's jaw.
Oh, James Ellsworth?
Yeah.
We had Bayley defeat Cammy Fields, and then she was attacked by Bayley...
she attacked herself.
No, she was attacked by Dana afterwards, and then pinned by a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yeah, on the stage.
Yeah.
Falls count anywhere.
We had a really weird tag team situation where we had like a pseudo reunion of the Social Outcasts where Bo and Curtis Axel were trying to reform a tag team because Curtis has always believed in Bo, and so they're like, we'll go against anybody. So Mick Foley sent out.
And you got to think that there's also like Bo and Curtis have to be keeping track of SmackDown and going, Heath Slater.
Yeah, he's doing stuff.
The guy we used to be partners with is tag team champion over on SmackDown. Maybe we could become tag team champions of Raw.
You'd think.
And the new Social Outcasts would rule the tag team division.
Which one of them is Rhino, though? Which is
neither. Rhino is just the Adam Rose replacement.
Is that... I'm not sure how to take that. If that's a shot at Rhino or a compliment to Adam Rose.
Neither. It's an upgrade.
Okay.
Rhino is where Adam Rose's back went.
God.
Hey, anyway, who remembers those tweets?
That was a while ago. Anyway, Enzo and Cass end up being their opponents. They start to cut a promo, and they're quickly attacked and taken out by the club.
Yeah.
Very quickly. And then we come back from commercial, and Bo and Curtis Axel still want a tag team match.
Yeah, they're a little tiffed, as one might be if your opponents get taken out and you get skipped out on a Monday Night Raw match.
Well, yeah, they specifically got together like, hey, we want to prove that we can be a tag team, so send us a tag team. Instead, they got Sami Zayn and Neville, which they've tagged together a couple of times.
They've beaten the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, they did indeed beat the Dudley Boys, and they repeated that win by beating the not-so-social Outcasts after Axel ends up getting tagged in, gets hit with a haluva kick in the corner and the red arrow while Bo just kind of watches from the corner.
Looking disappointed.
And really doesn't care.
He took his sign and went home.
Yeah. I don't know if he went home, but he wasn't helping Curtis Axel, that's for sure. This is one thing we didn't mention last week because the version that we watched actually didn't have it, but we got another bit of the makeover of Emelina. This is the
transformation of Emma to Emelina.
Yeah, so the change in gimmick for Emma, we'll see where that goes. It just keeps saying she's premiering soon. so we don't know exactly when that'll take
I ain't
place.
gonna complain about the segments though.
I'm cool with watching just montages of hot Emma photos. There's nothing wrong with hot Emma photos. We had quite a bit of attention on the cruiserweight division on this one. We had a tag team match.
I'm starting to notice a pattern is a lot of the Raws are having 2 cruiserweight matches.
Which is good.
Which is more than I actually thought it was going to be. With the way Raw was going post-draft, I assumed that the cruiserweight division would be lucky if they had 1 match per episode.
Yes. And our first one was a tag team match where we saw Tony Nese and Drew Gulak taking on Lince Dorado and the newest member of the cruiserweight division, Sin Cara. A very fun match. This was your first time seeing Gulak on Raw, because you didn't get to see his first match a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I missed it a couple weeks ago. Hey, it's good seeing my boys. Gulak and Nese
together. And him and Tony Nese are going to be a team in the Dusty Classic.
Absolutely.
So it's nice to see a bit of a preview of what we can expect from the two of them.
Yeah, not a good preview if we're expecting the outcome to be the same.
Because they lost.
Which is okay, though. Which is okay.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this upcoming weekend, Drew Gulak's going to be main eventing Evolve 70.
Oh, right. No,
or 71 against Timothy Thatcher.
Right.
And Tony Nese beat Anthony Bennett, so...
They're
winners.
You're going to run with that forever.
Oh, what I meant to say is he was runner-up in the Ray Voladores tournament.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And he beat Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, no, a great match all around. A lot of great different styles. Gulak being, more of the physical.
Gulak is technical, physical, very little nonsense, almost robotic.
Yeah.
In a way, where he's like a Terminator.
Oh, yeah.
He's like set to destroy mode.
Yeah.
And, sometimes it works, and sometimes it actually goes against him.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he's so tunnel visioned that it's easy to kind of like see what he's about to do next.
Yeah, and it kind of worked out that way as Sin Cara was going against him, started to get a little bit of a comeback. Nese ends up getting tossed to the outside, and Sin Cara actually makes a tag to Lince, ducks a clothesline from Gulak as he dives on Tony Nese. Gulak ends up getting hit with a big old wheel kick, knocked down. Lince finishes it off with the Shooting Star Press, and the face tag team picks up the win.
Yeah.
And then we had a second match where just before
Sin Cara is not going to be in the Dusty Classic.
No, he's not. Lince is Lince in it? Is he?
I think Lince is teaming with Mustafa Ali.
Oh, okay. So we'll see Lince in the Dusty Classic.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. There's 16 teams. It's hard to keep track.
We'll let you know. Check out the midweek wrap up. We'll let you know there. But yeah, we had another match, which was before the match. We had a little backstage interaction between T.J. Perkins and the Brian Kendrick. They're having another title match at Hell in a Cell after Brian Kendrick picked up the win
in Hell in a Cell.
No, not in Hell in a Cell.
It's a cruiserweight division match. So they're gonna make it extra dangerous. They're gonna put the ring on top of the cell.
No, that's a bad idea.
So then
that's a horrible idea.
The idea is to make them avoid diving.
Let's not do that. No, this was TJP trying to get...
The ring's going to be upside down, suspended from the cell.
You need to stop.
They're going to be wearing anti-gravity boots. The whole match upside down.
Okay, I'd watch it.
Until their heads explode.
You're making this really dark.
Sorry. I just thought the very, fatal flaw in my plan.
Oh,
the upside down wrestling match.
Yeah. TJP's trying to get Brian Kendrick to be less of a douche.
Oh, it's a cruiserweight division. They're going to put it in the smaller Hell in a Cell. The cruiserweight Hell in a Cell. The original one that can fit inside the one that they use now.
Oh, the old school Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, the one that's way smaller than this.
Yeah.
One. The one that's only 12 feet, not 20 feet.
Yeah. It's only semi-dangerous as to
15 feet.
However fucking tall it is.
I don't know.
But yeah, TJP's trying to talk Brian Kendrick into being less of a douchebag, trying to remember back when we were good friends and we were helping each other out, and Kendrick was just kind of quiet. It's I'm sure. And TJP tries to shake his hand. He's I know you can be the Brian Kendrick, and they shake hands. And then Steve fell over.
tired of the story.
Brian gets up and goes for a quick punch, and TJ knew it was going to happen, so he punched him back. And he's like, "Well, I guess I was wrong."
We don't know if Kendrick was going for a punch.
He was pretty much going for a punch, even though while he was
his hand was way down here.
He was at commentary for TJP's match against Arya Daivari,
which he said I was just standing up.
I think he's full of shit.
Really fast.
with anger in his eyes and a
hug
clenched fist.
He wanted to hug him.
With his fist.
Yeah. In the face. Face hug.
That's not how you hug, man. It's not how it works.
That's why I don't have many friends.
Oh man. No, so he was trying to like cover up for himself while he was on commentary. We did have a good match between TJP and Arya Daivari. We're seeing a lot more of these cruiserweight guys coming up. It's cool to see them kind of like interchanging every week. That we're getting, a little bit new every week with some of the constants, which is good. I think this match should have ended a little sooner because I feel like they hit that one spot where TJ hit the fireman's carry into the kick, and they could have stopped it there. But
the way Daivari sold that, I feel like that should have been the finish.
It would have been a really good finish. They dragged it on a little bit longer, and then Arya ended up missing a frog splash. He got the slingshot drop kick to the outside of the ropes, and then the cannonball drop kick, and then TJP ended up doing
the wrecking ball. That's what it is.
Is it?
Yeah, because the wrecking ball swings. The cannonball's just fucking Kevin Owens.
Wrecking ball makes sense. So many things are called wrecking balls though, like fucking
Miley Cyrus songs.
No, I'm talking about in wrestling. Like Ryback was the human wrecking ball, and I feel like there's
just because he was bald.
Not wrecking bald.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, his head looked like a ball.
Looked like a wrecking ball.
He just painted his whole body black. You could swing him and people would think wrecking ball.
And then they find out it was Ryback and they're like, oh, he's racist.
No, they would just be sad. They would just be sad because they swung him and now he's just a blood splat on the side of a building.
That's kind of gross.
Wow.
Anyway,
I am just going to
what
morbid
is wrong
places.
with you? TJP picks up the win by locking in the knee bar and making Arya Daivari tap out.
Yeah, I think specifically that's why the match went longer, is that they're trying to put over the fact, and they said it on commentary right at the end of the match too, is they're trying to just compare to these guys together, like, ooh, you have a submission, he has a submission, who's going to win?
Yeah. And then one more thing before we get to the overarching story through the night, we had some issues between the current tag team champions, the New Day, and their number one contenders, Cesaro and Sheamus.
I forgot about this match.
We had like twice as much tension because Cesaro and Sheamus still don't want to work together.
No.
And the New Day know that they have to face them, but they're not totally worried about it. But we have a singles match between Cesaro and Kofi Kingston.
Which I was excited because those are two guys who I enjoy watching.
No, it's an extremely fun match to watch. And so, they're going through. Sheamus was on Facebook Live rather than trying to be in Cesaro's corner. So he was just
Which then why even be out there?
He was probably told to be out there. Mick Foley's been the one the last couple weeks to be like, hey, you guys need to be out there. You need to be in each other's corner. You need to help each other. So it's Mick Foley probably forced Sheamus to go out to ringside. So he's like, all right, I'll just take my phone and get on Facebook. So he did that.
I wonder where he kept it.
But he probably should have stayed on Facebook because ultimately he kind of screwed Cesaro out of this match.
Yeah.
Cesaro doing pretty good. Ends up, Kofi has a little slip off the ropes, and that kind of sets Cesaro up. He's ready to hit the swing. Then Sheamus decides to go over and pick up Francesca and start walking around with it. And Woods is like, "What the hell are you doing?" Takes the trombone back, ends up getting shoved to the ground. Big E becomes a favorite wrestler of Kevin Hawk as he clotheslines the hell out of Sheamus on the outside.
Him.
But all of this, Cesaro's looking back like, what the hell is going on? And this allows Kofi to roll Cesaro into a small package and pick up the win over the Swiss Superman. So now we have the tag team champions have a win over one of the challengers. The challengers hate each other even more. How mad would you be if Sheamus and Cesaro beat the New Day for the tag titles? Because when this whole thing started...
Who got the pin?
Kofi.
No, if Sheamus and Cesaro beat the New Day. Who gets the pin?
Well, does it really matter? Because regardless, Sheamus is a champion.
Yes, it matters.
Okay, Cesaro.
Slightly okay, but still a little peeved.
Sheamus.
Fuck it.
You want to try that again, Mean Gene?
Fuck it.
There we go. Yeah, no, okay, we'll see how that goes.
Fuck that noise.
Okay, I take it back. There was one other thing. I forget about this because I didn't care. Goldberg's gonna be on Raw next week?
Yeah. I'm alright with it.
I don't care. It'll happen.
Here's my number one hope right now. I hope that either they don't give him the traditional Goldberg entrance, or if they do, he's not wearing something highly flammable.
I still don't care. They could set Goldberg on fire. I don't care.
Ooh, that's cold.
Well, I don't care. Alright, so let's talk about the overarching storyline throughout the night. This all pertaining to 3 specific title matches.
The title matches in Hell in a Cell.
Well, no, there's a tag team title.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, the important championships.
That will all be contested inside Hell in a Cell. So, first off, we have...
You heard that right.
Yeah.
He said all 3 contested inside Hell in a Cell.
We start off with Sasha, who comes out and, said, she's just relishing in the fact that she's, 2-time women's champion, talking about how great the match is. She achieved all of her dreams, but she wants to make history one more time. She wants to up the ante as far as the rematch that Charlotte is getting at Hell in a Cell, and challenges Charlotte for a match inside Hell in a Cell.
And then Charlotte comes out, presumably to accept the challenge.
Or possibly decline. We weren't totally sure what her mindset was.
And then Rusev came out.
Yeah, like, Rusev's like, no, I'm going to get a women's title match inside Hell in a Cell.
He's like, fuck this Roman Reigns business.
I'm going to fight Sasha.
He's like, Roman Reigns has the advantage on me. Last year he had to fight Bray Wyatt in Hell in a Cell. I need a starter match.
So him and Lana end up getting in the ring. Charlotte gets in anyway, like...
Charlotte was livid that Rusev interrupted her.
Yeah, so Rusev immediately starts getting some heat going. No one cares about your stupid women's revolution. No one cares about this match. This is Rusev's ring. And what Rusev says goes, and Charlotte grabs the microphone and is like, her title might be, my title might be around her waist, but who the hell do you think you are? And Rusev's like, I don't know, who am I?
Alexander Rusev.
And so she runs him down for a second, then looks at Sasha and says, as far as your challenge is concerned, you're on.
And the crowd pops.
And the crowd is losing its mind. Then Rusev takes the microphone back and starts talking more trash. And then Sasha knocks the microphone out of his hand. The crowd pops again. Lana's got her own microphone and she starts talking and
she starts playing the good submissive housewife. Bit.
Yeah, she's like, no,
you need to learn your real place.
Yeah, you talk about wanting to be women, but you complain like little girls, blah blah blah. And so Sasha just ends up shoving her into the ropes, and so she goes down. Rusev is checking on Lana, and for a brief moment, Sasha and Charlotte decide, let's work together. And they double drop kick Rusev through the ropes and to the outside. He gets back in. He is pissed at this point. He's taking his jacket off. He's ready to fight.
He's stripping.
Weird. Roman Reigns comes
Bulgarian
down.
Wolverine.
Yeah, he's got those mutton chop things going on.
It's his stripper gimmick.
The Bulgarian Wolverine?
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Him and Cage would make a hell of a team.
Wolverine and Swolverine.
Roman Reigns comes down, kind of...
They're a much keen. But it's their stripper gimmick, so they're a well-oiled machine.
Oh no, that was too good.
That's what I'm here for, folks.
Yeah, so Roman Reigns tries to have a little face-off with Rusev. Rusev and Lana end up walking away. But this gives us a match later on, a mixed tag team match, there'd be a mixed tag team match, where we have Rusev begrudgingly teaming with Charlotte to take on Roman Reigns and Sasha Banks. And we had a couple little backstage segments leading up to this where Lana had some words for Charlotte saying, you might be his partner tonight, but I'm his partner for life, and so follow Rusev's lead and you'll be fine. And I love the Roman and Sasha one that we had later on. Roman comes up, he's like, "Hey, you ready for this?" And Sasha's like, "Yeah, of course I'm ready." Sasha's like, "What, you expect me not to be ready?" And Roman's like, "Okay."
She's like, "I'm 2-time women's champion. I'm gonna carry your ass."
It's true.
You ain't never seen me get suspended.
But before we got to that match, we had the Hell in a Cell address from Mick Foley and Stephanie.
So we already knew Rusev and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that was official. Mick Foley made that official last week. So this is Mick Foley officially making the Women's Championship match a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
That is good to go. First time ever. Holy shit.
That's exciting.
It's going to be so fucking good.
It's exciting. I'm not going to be able to watch it live.
Yeah. But what's better than 2 Hell in a Cell matches?
Well, the idea of making Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens Universal Championship match inside Hell in a Cell.
So wait, you're going to make your main championship a Hell in a Cell match?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And potentially not open the show with it.
But they're still going to try and copy SmackDown in a way by possibly making it a triple threat. Because Owens doesn't want to do the Hell in a Cell match. He has no interest in it. He's already beat Seth Rollins twice. Yeah. He doesn't care. But Seth Rollins apparently had a good argument for why the Hell in a Cell match should happen. So it is. But he also had a good point that he not only wanted to take out Kevin Owens, but he wanted to take out Jericho. So they're already having a match later on in the night. So Stephanie puts a little caveat. Well, what if we do Jericho versus Rollins, where if Jericho is able to beat Seth Rollins, he gets added to the Universal title match, and we have a triple threat Hell in a Cell match for the Universal title. And Jericho had a little smile, and Owens was not feeling that at all. But that ends up being an added stipulation.
Yeah, well, that was the whole thing. It's like, Owens was like, I don't want to do Hell in a Cell. And Stephanie was just thinking in her head, like, Jericho's done Hell in a Cell. I bet he'd do it again. Jericho, you want to be in Hell in a Cell? Sure. Beat Seth. Okay.
Okay. So that is our main event.
You're welcome.
Why did he turn into Barry Saturn?
WCW.
Yeah.
They're all the same to me.
Everyone in WCW is the same. That's why I don't give a shit about Goldberg. So that ends up being
No, you mean Bill DeMott.
No, I mean Gilbert.
Yeah, they're all the same to me.
Yeah.
No, Gilbert was the WWE.
Oh yeah. Job Squad.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same thing as the LWO.
Pretty much the same thing as WCW.
Yeah, especially if you're talking about the Invasion.
Well, yeah.
Because
really
they were basically the Job Squad. They were the 29-person faction who could all get beat up by Stone Cold simultaneously.
And they did.
More than once.
Check out the WWE Network.
$9.99.
But before we get
Pay us, bitches.
Before we get to the main event, we did have the mixed tag team match, which was a lot of fun to watch. I'm glad we're finally getting this, blurring the lines a little bit in wrestling. We're letting, everyone be in the same match. I mean, obviously we don't
I just want to look at Roman Reigns in the face and go, Enzo did it first.
Yeah, no, that was the one that, I understand they were going with, it's the first time ever, we've never seen these pairings, but, remember when we did the women's match with Jericho and Enzo? Yeah, that was, months ago. So let's tone it down on the first time ever, because if we keep doing that, every single time shit, next week we could have Rusev and Lana teaming up. And that'd be the first time ever also, even though they've been together for a couple of years.
Yeah,
So,
that's actually the most surprising one, is that they haven't figured out a way to put them into a mixed tag match together.
I honestly thought they were going to add Bayley to the Roman and Sasha side and have Lana join Charlotte and Rusev.
No, apparently Bayley and Dana are going to have a feud, though.
Yeah, so...
Why not?
Whatever.
More ladies fight.
The match was fun, though. I appreciate it. Everyone had good moments. Lana didn't really get involved, as far as I remember. She was just kind of like, she was actually just kind of hanging out.
She was being a manager.
Yeah, she wasn't pulling a Maurice or nothing.
Wasn't spraying shit in people's eyes.
But eventually we have Charlotte goes for a roll up on Sasha, and Sasha kicks out right into the bank statement. And is trying to get her to tap out. Rusev is trying to get into, apparently break it up. I didn't expect him to stomp on Sasha, but he was going for it.
Hey, he doesn't care about no women's revolution.
No, he doesn't give a damn.
Alexander Rusev, Honey Badger of the WWE. He don't give a fuck.
The Bulgarian Honey Badger.
Yeah.
But we had Roman Reigns like Superman spear over the ladies into Rusev, stopping him from breaking it up, leaving Charlotte no other choice but to tap out. Sasha and Roman Reigns.
The spear got a pop too. Like,
it was a good spear.
They were entertained by the fact that he leapt over the ladies.
It was it's a good spear. So give it some love because he does it pretty well.
The time he did the Big Show on the outside.
Yeah.
That might just take the cake as Roman Reigns' most epic spear.
Probably. But yes, we do have our main event. One-on-one match, Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. Rollins doesn't really give a shit that he has to face Chris Jericho. He's going to stop any chance that Stephanie has to try and screw him over. Jericho and Owens had a quick interview with Phil about all the stupid questions he was going to ask.
Yeah, Felipe Thomasstein.
You made the list. But yeah, no, we had a fantastic main event between Seth Rollins and Chris Jericho, which...
the whole focal point was Jericho working over the injured ribs of Seth Rollins.
Yes, which makes sense because he just got cleared to come back. And yeah, it was, it started off one-on-one. Rollins was very dominant through most of the beginning of the match, and that was kind of flipped once Kevin Owens made his presence felt. He comes out on the stage, which gives Chris Jericho a little bit of an edge, and then we have a lot of back and forth. We have some really, really good counters between these two. They have great chemistry together. Rollins and Jericho. That could potentially be a really good feud on its own. I'd like to see the two of them end up doing something somewhere down the line. But Rollins kept trying to go for the pedigree, and it wasn't working. And Jericho kept trying to go for the walls of Jericho, and it wasn't working. And so eventually, Rollins has Jericho set up.
Jericho hit a lion salt.
Yeah,
it always surprises me when he doesn't miss or land on his feet.
And Rollins went for the frog splash, and Jericho moved,
which is a bad idea for injured ribs boy.
Yeah, no, that was not
worst superpower ever.
Yeah. Wait, say it again.
So it was a bad idea for injured ribs boy.
That's oh god. It's kind of like arm fall off boy or whatever.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
That was a thing. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so yeah.
That's what I call Rollins, because he's got that whole X-Men get up.
Right.
It's injured ribs boy.
Makes sense. But yeah, so the frog splash misses, ends up getting hit with the lion salt, but eventually he's got the pedigree. Jericho's able to reverse out of the pedigree and try and go for the walls of Jericho.
By the way, have we mentioned that Kevin Owens came down during the match?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you mentioned that.
I forgot to mention the fact that he did hit a super kick on Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins kicked out of that, and that pissed Owens off. Owens just lost it at that point. And so then with with the attempt at the Walls of Jericho, Rollins is able to roll Jericho down, very similar to the way Kofi beat Cesaro. Now that I think about it,
Yeah. Slightly more successful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, it was both were successful.
No, I'm saying that there wasn't a weird delay like there was when Kofi, Kofi actually missed pulling Cesaro down and Cesaro just flipped.
Yeah. So he ends up pinning Jericho, keeping Jericho out of the Universal title match. We had both Jericho and Owens start a beatdown on Seth Rollins. Just insult to injury, soften him up before the pay-per-view.
This is starting to sound familiar.
Well, where could this possibly go? Owens ends up, on the outside, and
ditching.
Rollins ends up finally hitting the pedigree on Chris Jericho.
Well, Owens doesn't help.
While Owens watches. So, the friendship may be wavering.
I feel like it might be a little more one-sided in Jericho's favor than potentially being a 50-50 like Kevin Owens wants him to believe it is.
It just might be. But that's it for Monday Night Raw.
I might get on my list.
Oh, don't get on the list of Hawk.
It's a bad list to be on.
The Hawk list is not something you want to be on. Trust me, I've been on there before.
You don't want to get Hawk blocked.
No Hawk blocking. Okay, Hell in a Cell's shaping up. We have all the title matches set.
Yeah, we have all the potential in the world to have a potentially better pay-per-view than No Mercy was.
Yeah, and we can. I can almost guarantee with the matches that are set now. With the fact that I feel like 3 Hell in a Cells is way too much, but that's me. I think those 5 matches specifically could totally, erase the fact that Clash of Champions was kind of meh.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm going on this right now. My feelings about the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. 1 or all. You main event with Hell in a Cell, or you make all the matches Hell in a Cell. If you do that, that's a one-off. That's 1 year only.
See, for me, I knew there was going to be at least 2, and when they announced Roman versus Rusev, I wasn't super excited about it just because I knew that the other one had to be Rollins versus Owens.
Yeah.
But had you taken had you just made Roman versus Rusev, like a no DQ match or something, or like Falls Count Anywhere or something like that.
Well, they can't do that because that's going to be TLC shit.
That's true.
WWE giving Raw all the gimmick pay-per-views. Good job, guys.
It's alright. SmackDown's doing better by itself anyway.
Absolutely. I hold hopes for Roman versus Rusev in Hell in a Cell. I felt the way that you're feeling when they booked Roman versus Bray in Hell in a Cell last year. I was not excited for it, and then it turned out to be a way better match than I anticipated.
That's the one thing I'm holding hope for is that Roman and Bray did have a fantastic match last year, and Rusev is on that same level. Yeah. Rusev can go. Rusev can get violent. So here's hoping. I just
don't see any potential kendo stick eye gouges happening. Probably
not.
That's okay though.
But let's be honest, we're really all excited about Sasha versus Charlotte.
Absolutely.
You know what, Raw? If you want to put your title match on first, let the ladies have the main event because you know that everyone's going to be watching that match.
Brian Kendrick versus T.J. Perkins won't be the main event.
Well, by SmackDown standards, it might. Just No Mercy. I'm not totally ragging on SmackDown.
I know SmackDown's been great, except for No Mercy.
Yeah, No Mercy.
No Mercy was like a C.
Yeah.
Where the rest of SmackDown's you've been like a pretty good A.
Yeah.
A minus at worst.
Yeah.
With the C for No Mercy, so we're averaging at B plus here.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but that's it for the Raw review. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Click the links down in the description. For those of you that listen on SoundCloud, you've already gone to that SoundCloud link. But For those of you that haven't, you get all of our regular reviews in podcast form. That's Indie News, Raw Reviews, SmackDown Rundown, and Midweek Wrap-Up. For those of you listening to us, you got to come back over here because you get special videos that you don't get podcast form.
You hear our thoughts on the No Mercy pay-per-view.
Indeed.
But you have to be here to watch it.
Absolutely.
Not where you're at listening.
Yeah.
You don't get to listen to it. Sorry, guys.
For other videos that you don't get podcast style, you want to head over to Reasonable Wrestling Fans. That's Reasonable with a W.
You like wrestling.
Where you find all of our YouTube-ier stuff, where we do unboxing videos, we do reaction videos, we do punishment videos. Our wagers to the pay-per-views have turned into their own videos over on the
I'm
other
about
channel.
to eat a bunch of hot sauce.
He is, because I won the No Mercy, and he's also about to watch Delete or Decay. And for any of you that have other ideas for wagers that you want us to do, since we do have Hell in a Cell coming up, post down in the comments, get a hold of us on Twitter somehow, let us know your ideas on what we should do.
Facebook.
Any of that stuff.
Whatever.
Yeah.
There's a reason all those links are there.
Exactly. So, thanks for
you.
watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck.
Titus O'Neil.
And Sheamus.